What's up, besties? Morgan here. Welcome to your August 2024 monthly astrology forecast. So, in this video, we are going to be spilling the tea on the top transits that are going to be happening in August 2024 for all zodiac signs. And let me just tell y'all right now, August is not here to play. Really, this whole summer has been a full throttle, no breaks, all out roller coaster in some of the best ways possible. So I'm not trying to scare you. This is going to be a very, very restorative month, right? This is a month where we can really hit the reset button and see some progress, see a lot of progress on certain areas of our life that we've been stuck in, that we may have been going back and forth. There may have been like a little tussle, but whatever you've been tussling with, whatever you've been kind of going back and forth with, there's going to be some hard answers, like some clear yeses, some clear hell no's, and you're going to walk out of August with confirmation, right? There's going to be a new leaf is going to be turning over in August. And I know there's a lot of stuff about retrogrades and things like that, but honestly, y'all, August is going to be a great month. And let's go ahead and get into the astrology. So first things first, we're kicking off the month on August 4th with a Leo new moon, okay? And anytime we enter into like new moon periods, that is going to be a season where we see the sun and we see the moon really come together. So our external desires, right? Our external intentions, the things that the external messages that we're receiving are really going to align with whatever is happening with us internally. And I'm going to pull up the chart so like you guys can really see it. But I just want you to understand that this Leo new moon is an opportunity for you to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. This Leo new moon is really birthing this opportunity to really try things out and to do things differently, like to take a risk. Leo is very much a risk taker. It is very much a fierce fire sign. This is like that main character energy. And so I feel like a lot of people are going to be utilizing this Leo new moon to really come back home to themselves. Like Cancer season stirred up all of that water, really brought up all of that raw emotion, those raw experiences. And now we can really start to harness that energy and those emotions and those experiences and channel them into something that is really creative, that is really unique to who we are and to who we have become. Like there is like, I feel like parts of our past selves and our present selves, like I feel like a lot of people are playing catch up. Like we've been walking this bridge between who we used to be and where we're headed. And now this Leo new moon is really going to kind of come in and really allow us to bridge that gap, right? To start to step into this newer versions of ourselves, to really prove to ourselves that like we are who we say we are, like not even to the world, but to you, like your self-doubt, your self-belief. Like, is this possible for me? Am I talented enough? Will I earn the respect that I feel like I deserve? Like, this is an opportunity for you to really show up and like silence your own inner critic, your own inner self-doubt. And so do not shy away from really testing yourself this Leo new moon period. And this Leo new moon is again going to kick off on August 4th. So I believe that new moon lunation periods are really prominent for at least 2 weeks. So between August 4th and August 18th, like this is going to be a 2-week period for you where you can really start to test things out and to make yourself more visible. Like I feel like a lot of people who are naturally introverted, like myself, or just, I'm not introverted, I'm just low key. So people who are naturally more laid back behind the scenes, this is going to be an opportunity for you to be like, okay, let me take up some space too. So if you're someone who, likes to play it small, likes to take the easy route, doesn't like to stir up too much drama, don't really want to step on people's toes. This is going to be an opportunity for you to kind of like not take into consideration how other people are going to feel as much, and be like, how is this landing for me? Like, what do I need in this moment? And that doesn't mean to like, not be too selfish and just out here being a disrespectful person. But this is a season where you need to be an advocate for your own boundaries, for your own desires. Like, no one is going to come behind you and say, hey, you made X, Y, and Z goal. If you do this, it's actually going to deter you from achieving that progress. Like, you have to be the one to kind of get in your own head and be your own cheerleader and be like, look, no, like, I'm going to show up. I'm going to do this thing. Like, I am going to do it for myself. I need to prove this to myself. Like, this is a season where you can birth those dreams, where you're really starting to understand what it is that you want to be doing now in this season of your life. I feel like a lot of us have been having a lot of questions around clarity, around purpose, around, timing, like alignment. Like, is this the season? Do I do this now, or do I do that now? Like, so many questions about how different parts of your personality, or different parts of your gifts and your talents, like, how do these things work together? So, you may have been like, well, I'm not going to do music because this, that, and the third. And now you're getting an opportunity where you can bridge both of your talents and your abilities. So this is really going to be a great new moon for multifaceted people, and also people who, may have been like, I've been in a 9 to 5, I've been in a traditional setting, but like, more people are going to be like, okay, no, now is my time. Like, now is the moment to really start creating that life that you want, to be that person, to start walking as that version of yourself, to start talking as that version of yourself. Like, this is that time for you to really give birth to this new person that you really want to become. And I feel like with Venus also moving into Virgo, and let's just pull up the chart, because I've been ranting for a couple of minutes now, and I really want you to see this. And I feel like with Venus also moving into Virgo, so we've got the Leo new moon here on August 4th. As you can see, the sun and the moon have come together at the 12th degree. But we also have Venus, right, who is moving into Virgo on August 4th. And Venus moving into Virgo on the Leo new moon is really like, yes, say yes to relationships and opportunities when it comes to money and when it comes to experiences that are mutually beneficial. Like, this is it is okay for you to be like, no, like, this is not beneficial to me. This is not helping me. This is not adding to my growth. And so I feel like a lot of people are going to be turning on cranking up the self-awareness in August. Like, there's going to be this season of like action, of really wanting to make things tangible in real life. Venus rules our relationships. Venus deals with our values. Venus deals with our money. And it's a season where, when it being moving into Virgo, where we really are asking ourselves, like, is this practical? Does this make sense? Like, how is this really helping me in this moment? Like, is this adding or is this taking away from me? And I feel like that's what a lot of people are going to be really asking themselves in August, is like, is this adding to my purpose, or is this adding to my creativity, or is this taking away from me? Is this distracting me? Because during Cancer season, I feel like a lot of us cleared ourselves of a lot of these heavy emotional attachments that really weigh us down and keep us stuck in situations that we've outgrown. And so at the beginning of the month, August is going to start off, and you're just going to be in this situation. Something's going to come in around August 4th. It's just going to be like, look, I'm ready. I'm ready to go all in on myself. I'm ready to stop playing. I'm really ready to see how far we can take this thing with the last 4 months of the year. So if you feel that energy towards the beginning of August, then really allow yourself to lean into it. And then on August 5th, we are going to see Mercury move into its retrograde station in Virgo. And Mercury retrograde in Virgo, Mercury is the planet of communication, the planet of thought, the planet of logistics, and it being in Virgo, right? The sign of service, the sign of reciprocity, the sign of health, the sign of wellness, of routines, work. It's going to be a season where we are evaluating all of those different areas of our life. And I know a lot of times when we talk about like Mercury retrograde, people will be like, things are going to shut down and computers are going to start acting crazy. And that's very true. Like some of those things may happen, but Mercury retrograde is also a season where you can really refine ideas. You can refine projects. If you're going to test anything out, if you're going to, switch systems, if you're going to switch up your routine, if you're going to, try a new diet, the best time to do it is doing Mercury retrograde, because it's an opportunity for you just to see things from a different perspective, and you're not as emotionally as attached, right? So you can think about your habits, you can think about your routines, you can talk about your health in a way that is not as so emotionally driven. Like you're like, okay, what is the facts? Let's look at the data, and I really encourage you to use this time to really think about like, okay, what in the house of Virgo, like how are things actually functioning? Like take away all of the emotion, take away all of the feeling, and like, is this really effective? Is this really efficient? Is this the best way to do something? And if you had the resources, like how would you do it differently? What are some uh routines that you can switch up? Like what are some different systems? Like, maybe you were using Asana, now you're using ClickUp, or maybe, you were just like didn't have any order to your business, or your kids. It could even be like your kids adding structure to their routines. Like, are you stressed because they're waking up, they're eating breakfast, and then they just do whatever they feel like for the rest of the day? Like, no, them kids need to be sitting down, they need to be coloring, they need to be doing this. Like, it needs to be structured. And so I feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to be extremely beneficial. Like, it's going to be extremely affirmative, where it's like, okay, I didn't understand why certain things were happening, but now I know. I feel like a lot of people are going to be getting answers during this Mercury retrograde. But the thing about it is it's not going to be exactly what you expect. And so that's where that open-mindedness needs to come into play, right? Where Venus is in Virgo, Mercury's in Virgo. We've got a lot of mutable energy here. And so there's a lot of different moving pieces. There's a lot of opinions that are going to be going around in August. There's a lot of misinformation that may be happening in August. And so it's really just going to be a month where you want to just do your research, like don't be less reactive, be less responsive, and just listen to people. Like, I feel like people are really going to be revealing their intentions, their desires, their direction. And so this is a month where you really just kind of need to take action in the areas that you need to take action in, and just sit back and allow other people to do what they're going to do, and just watch and see how they're going to react. And then you make your decisions accordingly. But I feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to be a time where you really need to go in and get into the nitty gritty, get into the cracks, like really think about the root of the problem. Like, is it the fact that you're not getting enough rest, or are you not getting enough rest because you're having to cook at 7:30 every day? Like, why are certain things happening? Don't be so quick to like down yourself or down other people without taking the time to really try to understand, like, why is something happening? I feel like a lot of people with Mars being in Gemini, with Jupiter being in Gemini, a lot of people during this Mercury retrograde are just going to be like skipping over information. Like they're going to be reading, it's like reading the first two lines of a question and then going straight for the answer. It's like you don't even know what you're looking for, right? And so I feel like a lot of people are going to be in a rush to make decisions. They're going to feel like there's a lot of Leo energy, boldness, risk taking. And so a lot of people are going to be so ready to act. But I'm telling you, this is a month where you need to chill, really chill, like chill. Don't be in such a need to prove yourself to other people. If you're going to prove yourself to anybody, prove it to yourself. Like, okay, I can be patient. I can be tolerant. I can handle this situation and stand on business without losing my cool. You know what I'm saying? Without losing sight of the end goal. Like really test yourself in terms of like, how can I best function without allowing other people to really like knock me off track? Because there are going to be some things that happen, especially like mid-August, that are just gonna be like, God dang, like, it feels like a constant door coming back. You walk through the door and the door swing back and pop you in the face. Like that's what certain moments of August could feel like. So going into the month with the mindset of like, I am not going to overreact to things. I'm going to allow people time to explain themselves, like give people an opportunity to pitch and express themselves without you having a rebuttal. Like, and I know we naturally do that. Like we naturally want to listen to respond, but this is going to be a Mercury retrograde where like you really have to learn how to listen to people and not always have to be right. Like, and also being able to understand that there are multiple perspectives to things, and two things can be true at once. And this is going to be really big once Mercury moves into retrograde in Leo on August 14th, right? We're going to then, like, there's going to be some power struggles. There's going to be some like ego. I don't know when the debate is supposed to be between like Trump and Kamala, but like I just feel like even like that, like just back and forth, tit for tat, like people are gonna be real like wanting to match energy. And that's going to be because people are having so much internal dialogue of like battling themselves. And so you need to have that at the top of your mind of even like with you internally, like, am I projecting my frustration on this person? Or is this person actually pissing me off? Like, because a lot of us are walking around like walking, ticking time bombs, and it don't even really take a lot to make you explode. So you really want to just check yourself. Like you really want to check yourself and make sure that you are actually checking yourself before you go and try to check other people. And if you know you checked yourself, like give other people the opportunity to check themselves too. Like some of us are doing too much. We're trying to force other people to grow when they're not there yet. And it's not even your responsibility to help this person grow. Like that's their path. Focus on your lane and just walk that. And then on August 19th, we're going to have an Aquarius full moon. And this is really going to bring the collective into perspective. Like there's going to be a unifying moment where we can really now focus on collaboration. Like there's going to be a moment where, this Aquarius full moon is really going to activate this sense of mass sharing. Like there could be big news. There could be a really great time to, release a new website or host a live stream or have a free community call. Like really just giving other people are looking for spaces to be able to like share and like to have a third safe space. Like, okay, people are wanting to go back to small, intimate gatherings, things that we used to do before COVID. And I feel like this Aquarius full moon is really bringing that power of community back into perspective, like how powerful we are when we unify and we come together. So there could be movements, there could be causes, there could be, rallies, things that really rile people up to remind people of like, no, our power is unstoppable when we really come together. So just be mindful of that. Group projects, team projects. I feel like August is going to be a very like morale building opportunity for people to to work as a team and to build relationships with coworkers and to take on leadership positions in terms of projects. And a lot of people who typically work independently are going to be working in group settings. Like, and you're going to start to see, even if you work from home and you work by yourself, you're a solopreneur, you're going to start to gravitate towards like coffee shops or co-working spaces where you can commune with people who are even like working independently. Like, we all solopreneurs. We're going to meet up on Tuesdays and we're going to work together. Like, that sense of community is really big. Also, people are building teams again. There was like this huge like release of teams at 2023, 2024. I think people scaled too fast and a lot of people are going to be rebuilding teams. So if you're looking to hire or if you're looking for a job, a lot of people are going to be hiring in August. A lot of people are going to be onboarding in August very fast. So like, just make sure that you have your resume, your certifications, everything good to go, because there's going to be some really fast turnarounds happening during this Aquarius full moon. So just be mindful of that. Like, this is a great opportunity for you to make sure that your team has the resources that they need to grow. So like, for instance, business owners, making sure that you have your SOPs, your processes, even if you ain't got no system, at least having the basic things, step-by-step checklist, do one, then do B, then do number C. Like, at least having the basis of that on paper is going to be a game changer for you with this Aquarius full moon, because around that time, we are going to see Virgo season begin on August 22nd. And the second half of the month, there are going to be some really tight squares with Jupiter and Saturn, which is retrograde. And so there's like a big misconception. There could be some oversight that happens. You know, somebody missed a meeting, somebody didn't sign a contract, you overslept, you missed your flight. So really just making sure that like you're on your P's and Q's and stuff like that around August 22nd during Virgo season is going to be really big, just because there's going to be a huge focus on like logistics and just like details, like looking at the details of things. So making sure that you're utilizing the first half of the month to like work through a lot of kinks. So come August 22nd, you can really kind of like, you're in a groove, you've kind of got your routines down, you know, you've gotten everything on paper. Now you can really start to move into action. So when Mercury goes direct at the end of the month, you're ready to like launch. And then at the end of the month on August 29th, we're going to see Venus move into Libra. And that's going to really bring a change of energy in regards to our relationships and our finances. With Venus being in Virgo for the majority of August, there's a really big focus on just conservatism. Like, people are just wanting like practical things, domestic things. Like, this is going to be a time where like, you know, you and your partner are really talking about like the basics, like insurance, health, kids, you know, college fund. You're just like really focused on the fundamentals. And then towards the end of August, there's going to be a switch, right? And you're going to be like, okay, you know, let's go on a nice date night. It's been a while since we did something without the kids. You know, it's been a minute since I've been to the spa. Let me go get a massage. Let me pamper yourself. So there's a lot of conservatism that is going on during the first majority of August. And then towards the end of August, things really start to pick back up. And you start to get your momentum again. If it's been a while since you got to really like just sit back and kick it with friends, you know, the end of August is going to be like more celebratory, more socialization, less on like, let's get this stuff. Like, the first couple weeks of August is like, you know, we want to get things in order, and you're really pushing yourself to do that. And then the second part of August, it's like there's a big focus on community and team building and sharing and explaining, teaching, like going outward into the world. So August is just definitely a month where you just want to be gentle with yourself and making sure that you're just keeping that perspective of like, there is multiple ways to see a situation. There is so many different approaches that I can take to this solution, and just stay creative. Like, have fun with it, y'all. Like, really have fun with it. This is your season to just be who you are. So give yourself the grace to try new things, to fuck shit up, to really just go out there and do what you know you need to do. Like, this is a month where I feel like a lot of us, again, are getting clarity. Those answers are coming. Now it's just a matter of, like, are you going to act, right? Like, you've asked for these things, now you're receiving these things. What are you really going to do with them? So just be mindful that a lot of the opportunities that will be coming your way in August are things that you've been preparing for. Now it's really just you showing up and fulfilling and seeing it through. Like, this is a month where we really do need to see certain things through, and there will be some aspects that kind of come in and shake things up, but as long as you just keep your mind on the fact that, like, there's multiple ways to do things, like, and that it's honestly the perfect season for you to try things out and mess things up. Like, but you're not going to be happy if you stay in this mindset of, like, people are judging me. I'm only going to get one shot. Like, you're literally, like, you're not going to know unless you try. So just really approach August with this month of, like, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to show up for myself. I'm going to show up honestly. Like, I'm going to be honest about where I am. And I'm just going to do whatever I can to the best of my ability. And you're going to have to be okay with whatever the results are. Like, you have to be okay with that, to just give yourself the freedom to have fun again, to just create again. And you're seeing me doing that now by just showing up on this video. So hopefully we are going through this journey together. But August is really a beautiful month. It's always going to be a mixed bag of energy with astrology. But this is really your month to, like, just take action and do the things that you know you're supposed to do, and to create, to get creative, to try new things creatively. And to follow through, follow through, follow through, follow through, follow through. I cannot preach that enough. So I love you guys. Have a great month. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, commenting. Make sure that you are on the email newsletter and that you are subscribed to the Substack so you can get access to all of the exclusive insights on the club. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys in September for your September monthly forecast. And until next time, peace. Bye, guys.